Welcome to the Hard Water Fishing Show. Jeff and Jason talk tactics, gear, and ice fishing legends.
Welcome back to the Hard Water Fishing Show, Jeff. It is November, first week in November. And it's our second episode, season 9, 2025. Just keeping everybody orientated. So this time of year now, it happened last Monday, Tuesday. Anyway, it happened fairly recently, and I can never get a picture of it. But when I'm going to work, this time of year, finally, it gets me excited, is it shows up in my car. It says, caution, ice. Maybe roads may be icy, something like that. I'm like, ooh, yes, please do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it hasn't been real cold yet, but.
Well, there was ice I was on a function this weekend. There was ice formed on the roof of the pop-up tent we had out. Cool. So there is that. So tonight, what's our preview topic? Preview topic.
So we're talking about wheelhouses tonight, Jay.
Yeah, you've got a ton of experience with that, and we actually have some special guests on to help us with that because we wanted to cut down on the fact checking.
Yeah, exactly.
So we thought we'd bring the experts.
Yeah, so you've seen, well, they've both been on the podcast before.
Yeah, but we should probably introduce them.
Yeah.
Or should we wait?
I think we should introduce them.
All right.
Now's the time.
So we have got Oli.
Hello.
And then we don't have a nickname for
Kathy.
Just Kathy.
No.
Kathy.
We can make a nickname.
Kathy.
Hello.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate them both taking time out of their busy schedule this evening to spend some time with us. And they're going to hang out the whole show. They may regret that decision. We'll find out as they slump against each other and fall asleep at some point. So did they have beverages, Jeff? Did we give them?
I don't know. Did they bring beverages? What kind of beverages are you guys drinking tonight? And we allow all beverages, so
I have my Diet Coke,
which
I have. It may not have Captain Morgan in it.
Is that an ice fishing staple, Kathy?
It is definitely an ice fishing staple.
How many Diet Cokes a weekend would you say? What do you lay in for supplies for a weekend ice fishing?
We don't reveal that information.
Okay.
It is not something we want to run out of.
Shawn didn't say there was anything off limits for this interview, so this may be wide ranging. Shawn, how about yourself? Do you have anything you're drinking this evening?
I don't have anything. Ice water here somewhere.
Ice water. All right.
He's getting thirsty.
Are you filtered from the fridge, or is it just tap water, or a bottle, or Aquafina, or what do you got?
From the fridge.
Filtered.
Okay. Filtered from the fridge. All right.
Filter.
Filter light on or off? We got to really dial this in.
It's off.
It's off.
For about 10 months,
we may need to change the filter.
The secret to those is I give them twice because they're expensive, right? Like it says change the filter. I just reset it. And then I go another time and then I buy one. But
I go until you
Oh.
see stuff in the bottom of the glass and like, okay, time to change the filter.
Wow. Yeah. They're expensive. I get it.
They are. Jeff, how about you? What are you drinking tonight, buddy?
All right. I have a proper beverage. I don't know. We have this, I'm sure Oli's been there, but in our town, we have this place called West Side Liquor, right? And they really have the best, like, kind of array of beers if you're looking to be interesting. So today, I'm going to turn off my filter so you can see. How do I do? There we go. Ooh, you can see the whole room. All right. So you can see here, this thing's called Hop Chromancer. I don't even know what that means, but it's an IPA. Indian.
Well, you know what? It's a playoff necromancer.
Isn't that about dead people?
Yes, it is. I'm sure it tastes great.
Well, you would probably say this beer tastes like death.
Yeah, it probably does. But go ahead. Maybe.
All right, here we go. Hop Chromancer. It is made by Bad Weather Brewing, which I've never heard of before. I don't know. I can't even read this. It's too dark and you know. So, bursting with citrus and piney hops with a touch of biscuit malt. This year-round IPA balances tropical fruit and a resiny finish. I don't know. This is
Sounds
made no. Bad Weather Brewing, St. Paul, Minnesota. All right, there we go. That's the story. I don't know if I want to try resin, but that's
Sounds
okay.
like
Yeah,
it tastes like dead people in a dank, musty basement.
Yeah, there you go. Here we go.
But you know what the image? We'll see what it tastes like. Then I'll tell you the image that conjured in my head when he read it.
Huh. Well, it's beer.
Have you ever seen a bucket of water sitting outside a cabin that leaves fell in and it turns kind of a tannic color? That's what
Yeah.
that's the image that beer conjured for me.
Oh.
Probably tastes similar. But anyway, who am I to
It could
judge?
be.
So tonight I stopped at a gas station because that's where all good beverages start. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Casey's. And so if people are just joining us for the first time this season, I am going to do all season non-alcoholic type things you might bring out on the ice that are good. I'm going to try a bunch of different stuff this year, just something a little different. This is Casey's English Toffee Cappuccino.
Ooh.
So let me read you the description. I have a description. It's a creamy, sweet coffee drink. Notice they don't call it coffee, but a sweet, creamy coffee drink with the flavor of buttery caramelized toffee and a hint of chocolate and salt. It has a flavor profile of buttery, sweet toffee with notes of caramel and chocolate. So, whose description of the beverage sounded more like something you might want to drink?
I don't know.
I don't drink diet, but I think I'm gonna stick with the Diet Coke.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff right there. Philip,
That stuff tends to be pure sugar. I mean, like number one ingredient is going to be sugar, even over water, probably. Water than sugar, maybe.
well, I didn't read the ingredients. Who would do that?
Yeah. I don't know. I was
So there you go.
traveling through Iowa, so I went to many Casey's this weekend. So I had lots of if you saw our Instagram, I posted a picture of the Casey's cup.
There you go.
So
Yeah, you didn't do the foam cup though. It's kind of a rookie thing.
so it was a tough decision. You know, you're at the place, you've been in the car for hours, and you walk
Yep.
up to the dispenser,
Yep, been
and
there.
and you're like, ooh, that has the foam cup that'll keep more ice. But that one's bigger. I need bigger.
Mhm.
It's a long haul. So I chose the one without the foam cup, and then I ended up drinking watery pop because it melted.
Yeah, so can I tell you how to fix that? Because I've been to Casey's more than once in my life.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I was at twice in one day.
Yeah, so the big cups fit inside the foam cup.
Oh,
So the whole bottom of the big cup completely nests inside the foam cup. Now it doesn't sweat and
Thank
it
you
keeps your pop cold and you get more volume.
and I thought we were just an ice fishing show. This is
Yeah.
like
The
gold.
only thing I will tell you, proceed at your own risk because it does make it slightly more tippy. So you want to put a hand on it when you go around the corner so you don't end up with
reaching for that peanut butter cup that you also bought at the gas station.
Yeah.
I know this
Yes.
guy or what?
So anyway, just sharing information.
Yeah. No, because the Come and Go got renamed in Iowa. It's getting renamed. So they're going away. So we stopped at one, but now it's called Wranglers or something like that. What is it called? Westerns? I don't know. Something like that.
I don't know. I haven't found one yet, to be honest.
Oh, well, we were very disappointed when we stopped at the Come and Go, which is a gas station, in case you're wondering, because it might or might not sound like a gas station, but it's
Not
they're
an adult
renaming them.
house.
No, but yeah, they're renaming them, so they're going away. Anyways, all right.
Yep.
So see, we managed to talk about beverages for at least 10 minutes. All right.
I'm on my cell phone tonight, so I don't get to watch Shawn and Kathy's faces as we do this show. But I wish I could only get it when they make little noises. Just like they look like it's a hostage situation.
Like, what are we getting paid to do this? Oh, that's right, nothing. Yeah. All right. Patrons, thank you to the patrons of the show. Thank you to Chris S. Cheers to you for being our patron of the week. You guys pay for our stuff, and then we don't get in trouble, mostly.
It's perfect. We really appreciate the support. Thank you very much.
All right.
Did you see we had a fact? Did you see we had a fact check? Are we to fact check shit? Never
No,
mind.
I didn't.
Forget it.
I didn't.
Keep moving.
Did you? I didn't know about it. You better tell us about it now, Jay.
Well, we're not to that part on the agenda.
Well, oh, I see. It's not
Yeah.
listener news. It's fast
Right.
checks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fishing report. We don't really have a fishing report today because
None.
you're fishing in a boat today. If I don't know, I suppose there's some of those guys that go and find ice. Maybe they're in Alaska or something and fishing. I don't know.
I don't think there's ice there yet, even, is there?
I mean, Antarctica.
Well, yeah.
Fishing.
All right.
I will be trying to catch some brook trout this coming weekend.
Ooh.
Man, I was going to go out this weekend. Have you looked at the forecast?
I'm going no matter what. But no,
Okay.
I know it's a little sketch and it'll be even worse in northern Minnesota. But you put
Okay.
that on the books and you just stick to it, right?
Yeah, you gotta. Where are you going? Where are you doing that at?
Up by Ely.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll be up at the cabin this weekend. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because we're meet up. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right. We can talk more about that later. I have questions.
All right. There are a few show business. I'll read. Are you looking at the notes, Jay?
Yeah, you bet I got it.
All right,
Show business. Best places to interact with us are on social media, Instagram and Facebook. We're back to checking messages again. Find us on our website, hardwatershow.com, or on YouTube at Hardwater Show. You can email us at hardwatershow@gmail. We're on X. I'm never on X. Jeff's on X. I'm banned from X at Hardwater Show. And like, subscribe, and comment, please.
I feel like we have to say that. I don't know why. We just do. I don't know that it actually helps. It helps us, I've heard.
Okay.
All right. So fact check, Jay. I didn't look at the fact check. You better tell me about it.
There was some on the Discord channel. Can you pull up the Discord quick?
Oh, yeah.
You sent us a video, the fellow said. There's an email and a video. I hit too many buttons. I'm on my phone traveling for work. So
was this from like Clam for me disparaging their tip up or something different?
I don't know. I have no idea what it is. I haven't had a chance to look at it since I saw it come in today.
I felt like since we were kind of like, over $100 tip ups were kind of
Yeah.
They're becoming the norm, but maybe we're just getting old. And
it could be. Yeah, everything's $100. Seems like.
Oh, whoa. Okay, so this is from Rupert, who clearly the only way you can get on our Discord channel is to be a patron.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's why I thought we better pay attention.
yeah. So thank you, Rupert. He said, "Oh, okay." So we said,
"What are you looking at?" He's like, "Oh no."
Oh, well, I got distracted by this picture. Rupert posted this super picture. I'll share it in a second here. So the fact check was, we said that new Eskimo 450 XDP, the new Eskimo hub shack that has the lower wall that they came out with that packs smaller. We said it has one no trip door and one taco door. I like that he's using our words even.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Only the 850. So there's three sizes. I didn't realize there are three sizes. The 850
Oh yeah,
XDP
there is.
has
I knew that.
two no trip doors.
Oh, so this one. So the 450 only has one door. Is that what he's saying?
One taco door, one no trip door, like most of them do. Only the biggest one, the 850 XD, which is probably like a winter camping situation, right? I mean, it's huge. I love this. Look at what we're starting, Jay. And also the 450 XDP is also on my donkey list. Look at this. Got a donkey list. I like it.
Fantastic.
So, I know.
Sure. You guys can comment. You can talk whenever you want to talk.
It's comical just listening.
You can make fun of us. We don't care. In fact, our listeners probably like it. So,
we could start selling tickets to just sit like that in the peanut gallery and just watch it. It's kind of like a live show, but not. But kind of.
Jack drove to Chicago. I mean, clearly bigger YouTube people than I am, but Jack goes to Iowa State. This weekend, he drove to Chicago to watch one of his YouTubers do something live in person. And then he drove home in a weekend. Like they went Friday and they're poor college students. So they went to Chicago. They went and saw this YouTube guy. And then they drove back home because they didn't want to pay for a hotel. I'm like, you guys are crazy.
We would have done that. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
The other thing is what they probably didn't realize is they couldn't get a hotel.
that's right. Because they're not, well, some of them are 21 or do you have to be 25 now? I don't
It's
even know.
older than 21.
Oh boy.
It's difficult to get a hotel. Well, 21, you can usually get one, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I know you can't until you're 21. Depends on the state.
Okay. We might do this. So Rupert also put on here, he's talking, how we talked last time about the homemade sled dogs, sled
Yeah.
mutts, or so
Snow dogs?
snow dog, snow mutt. He said he has a bigger engine, 420 cc's, and he can haul himself and all of his children plus all of his gear we need. My wife hopped behind me and taking this video. Oh, there's a video here. Oh boy, let me see if I can play this.
420 cc's?
Yep, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's basically a snowmobile engine.
That's a big engine. That's substantial. Okay, cool.
So we have
Probably not a two-stroke, I suppose.
Yeah.
Let me see if
Can
I
you
can
play a
open
video?
this.
Can we watch
Yeah, I'm
the
going to
video?
try. Hold on.
This is fancy now.
boy.
Now we're getting fancy.
Oh, I hear it. Hold on. Where is it? Okay. I got to share this. Be prepared. Technology in action. I know some of us are
Preparing.
technology people on here, but share.
Preparing.
Here we go. And then we want to share sound.
So while we're waiting, how's it going, guys? Anything new? Oh, there it is.
Okay. Are you ready? Gotta start
Holy
from the
cow.
beginning. So this is his 420 cc. That looks like a real snow dog, though. I don't think that's a homemade snow mutt.
No,
Well, it could be.
it's got like molded panels and stuff on it.
Yeah, I don't think that. All right, so we're gonna play it and see what this looks like.
Just play it.
Here it goes. Wow.
It's like a wagon train.
It's like a scene out of Family Christmas Vacation. They're about Christmas tree.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I love the kids in there.
I know.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Getting the
Absolutely.
kids out and making memories. They're gonna remember something like that like forever.
It's funny. I mean, like I still see pictures and we have like a little photo thing in our kitchen and I'll see like, 2017, 2018 doesn't seem like that long ago. And I see my kids fishing and they're like little kids, like
Little
dang.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes
Little
by
people.
fast.
Yeah.
Goes fast.
Whew. All right. That was fact check. Got a couple current events. Red Lake, which will be important for us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I
We're
think
gonna
we're
be
going
heading
there
there.
for a trip this year, right?
Yeah. So you can get 4 walleyes this winter, one longer than 17. So down from 5 for the summer. But lake is very healthy. Lots of females. They said it's got more walleyes in it than it ever has, but they just lowered the limit because of the fishing pressure.
Due to its winter popularity, right?
Yeah. Yep. So it's not that they're lowering it because there's not enough fish. It's just they're anticipating lots of people like us going there. Mille Lacs. They've really gone up. They said they're 2. I mean, please check your stuff because I am not the authority on this. This is just in the news. So don't blame me if you keep too many fish or too big. Check your regs first, please.
Always.
But Mille Lacs, you can keep 2 right now, 18 to 20, which is actually a pretty big walleye. I mean, to be keeping. And now now the perch limit is down to 5. They're talking about perch limits on Mille Lacs too. And then one Minnesota update. Sorry for all you non-Minnesota people, last Minnesota update, but the jaw jacker thing, we had previously said, this is kind of a fact check, that you couldn't use them till next year. I don't understand the details, but I saw somebody else say you can use them this year for ice season. Something about how it's written, and I don't know. So check your regs, but I'm hearing from some people that seem reputable that saying you can.
I heard the same. So if it sets the hook, but it doesn't reel it in.
Mm-hmm.
So you remember the slammer?
Mm-hmm.
Sock 1. I'm back, baby.
I like it.
So So you said it can set the hook, but it can't reel it in, right?
Cannot.
Are there things there that set the hook and reel it in for you?
Well, I got some ideas, but they're all illegal. So keeping those on the down low until they change the regs again.
So the nuance they said was you can't use a motorized thing to reel it in, but they differentiated auto jigging mechanisms are motorized for the purpose of jigging, so they're still okay. Seems like a lot of law for I don't know. It seems like a lot of nuance for a fishing thing, but that's what it is.
Well,
Get the regs around too. I think Minnesota was one of the few that didn't allow like the jaw jacker or the slammers.
yeah.
Most states around that it was actually legal.
And I don't know
Well,
why or what the reason was, but
to me, it always felt like I mean, I'm sure there's reasons for the rule, but at some level, you think it would prevent like a fish taking a hook very deep
yeah.
because it would set it off versus, they're just on there and they're running and it's 20 minutes before anybody notices
Right.
and it's down the hatch,
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue what the history of that rule is. We got some weird rules, that's for sure. All right. Gear. So last time we were on here, Jiffy Ice Fishing hadn't officially launched, right?
They did.
Jiffy rebranded. They got bought out. Now they've launched, which basically meant they turned their website on. Although some of the stuff you still couldn't buy, you had to pre-order. I thought was funny, but which we kind of picked this out, Jason, last week. Remember we said Eureka? So they are definitely pushing at the camping, the ice fishing camping part. So shocker, they built the heaviest electric auger that you can buy.
Because who bought them, Jeff? Was it Artisan or was it
yeah.
Johnson Outdoors?
No, it's not Johnson Outdoors. I think it's Artisan, I think. Because they own Eskimo too, right? Same ones.
They do.
Yeah. So they're kind of Eskimo-like. But they have a 60 volt auger, which everything else is 40 volts. And it weighs more, like 20 pounds versus, when the most of them are 14 now.
I've come to think of some of these markets as like just what I think of as like contrary markets.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're for people that say, I don't want to own what everybody else owns. I'm going to get a Jiffy.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired of Eskimo and I'm tired of Strike Master and I'm tired of Ion. I want the yellow one just because I'm tired of hearing about all the rest of them. So they're like tapping into that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to give people one more option to get the same kind of thing a little bit different just so they can be different. But they probably know more than I do.
So it kind of reminds me of a guy in the 90s who drove a Mercury Sable because it wasn't a Ford.
I think I
know that guy. I'm related to him.
It's a Mercury. It's not a Ford.
It's not
a Ford. Just don't look at anything because it also says Ford on it. But yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the augers were different though, because they're made by the same Ion. They have Ion and what's the other brand? Who else has an auger last year? It was Ion and Eskimo. And now they have Jiffy. All three of them are owned by the same company.
I think so.
And if you look at the Eskimo and the Ion, they look a lot alike, but the Jiffy doesn't.
Yeah, the same company is making both of those. I understand. Yeah. And I think the Eskimo is built more to a price point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Strike Master came out with a new auger too this year.
They did. I think they just kind of made it later to keep up with everybody else. I don't know that it's
light flight on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only difference, really.
They were really pointed on the inches per second and total inches and all these specs for ice augers. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, except for fun when you're on the ice to see which one's faster, I don't know if it really matters. I mean, it's not like one's super slow and the other one's super fast. I did have a different blade they talked about. It had a hybrid shaver chipper blade. So there was like it was a chipper blade, but then it had a shaver too. It was kind of like 2-in-1. So it's supposed to be smoother. So the Strike Masters, man, they'll rip your arms off at the bottom of the hole. So
I tell you what, though, if I bought that auger, I would buy an extra set of blades for it at the same time.
Yeah.
Because if you hit them on something or have an issue with it being so new and a weird kind of blade, your odds of finding that out in the wild somewhere is about zero.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, my Strike Master is like 5 or 6 years old. It has the same stupid blades on it when I bought it. I know that's probably bad, but
Yeah, so so much of it depends on where you fish. So like on the
Yeah.
river fishing, I mean, sometimes you're fishing the ice is a lot dirtier, there's a lot more sand, or you might have you're fishing sometimes 3 feet of water.
sure.
You punch into a sandbar, it's game over.
Yeah, I punched into a sandbar on Clearwater, and luckily they had Jiffy blades at the bait shop right on the lake. I didn't
Yeah.
get blades, I know that, but I was able to put new ones on and be right back in action. But all you have to do is touch a sandbar and game over.
It is game over. Yeah. Now you're out there with your hammer looking for old holes.
Yo, I was gonna say I was gonna buy a new light flight bit because the blades for my thing are $75. Just the blades. And I have a steel bit, and I'm like, it would really lighten mine if I bought a plastic one. I'm like, man, I think a bit's like $200. Just get the lighter bit with a brand new set of blades and be done with it. So
Right.
Well,
When
it's
they
safe,
had
safer
a
too.
foot on them, like the old Jiffy, like my Legend had a foot on it, and the Ions have a foot. That's the
Yep.
difference between popping through the bottom really hard and just gradually going through the bottom.
yeah.
That's what I've kind of learned is if it doesn't have a foot on it, just be ready when it goes through the bottom. But if it has a foot, you don't even.
Yeah.
You mean like the bottom spike? Is that what you're talking about?
No, there's
Right.
actually like a round disc with only slits where the blades are cutting,
Hmm.
so that it's always sitting on a plate with the blades cutting below that plate, and so that prevents the hard chop at the bottom, and also
Okay.
the plunge that throws your back out. Especially
Okay.
if you had an old gasser, they were pretty heavy.
Oh yeah.
So it's not really whether you're running a shaver or a cutter or chipper blade rather, but it's whether you have that foot or not.
Okay.
Fun fact, Ron's been running my old propane one up at Lake of the Woods quite a lot. He likes that.
Those were such a tiny window.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I had a whole extra power head I gave him too for that one.
Wow.
So he was gonna see about getting that one up and running too.
I was say I don't know if they sell a gas one anymore. I think it's all electric. I mean, do they even have one in the market now?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Oh,
If they went with 60 volt with Jiffy and they're maybe trying to sell to the ice campers, that 60 volts, the idea is probably just something that's going to drill more holes between charges, take less gear to get it all done.
yeah,
That could be
definitely. They definitely touted the number of inches, and it was significantly more, I think, than the other one. So I think you're right, Oli. It's a whole ice camping thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is a big deal. I don't know. They went on and on about ripstop cloth, which I was like, I think it was just whatever. It does have a rain fly like a tent. I've never seen this before. It has like a yellow rain fly that you put on top of the ice shacks that they sell. It's supposed to be waterproof, like a tent. Like it has the top, but then you put a rain fly.
Well, I mean, really for winter camping kind of scenarios, those pop-ups are not bad ways to go. But if you get into some scenarios where it starts raining, they do get soaked and leak. So that, if you were going to use it for a hunt, an early season scenario
Yeah.
or late season scenario where you could get some rain, that's not stupid.
Yeah.
That rain fly probably costs them $10 to make.
And they said you could pack it up with the rain fly on, which I thought was good because you wouldn't want to be futzing with that all the time.
It's probably not a lot different than those blaze orange caps that they require on pop-ups for hunting now.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh.
Wisconsin did that a few years ago. In Minnesota, I believe it was last year, it became mandated. So if you're going to use a ground blind for deer season, rifle
Sure.
season, you have to have an orange cap on it.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't get shot at?
Yeah, so it's probably a similar product, just not blaze orange.
What's the rule for like a box blind?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Just your head sticking up. I suppose that's the orange.
Yeah.
Just wear a white cap.
Anyway, this is a fishing
Just wear
show.
a white cap and you'll be fine.
When you're not
Um,
usually on ground level in a box blind, so maybe that's the differentiator.
Yeah, depends on elevations.
One other thing about that Jiffy auger, it has a D shaft on it. They made a big deal because I know Strike Masters are the worst for this. The wobble, like the auger bit doesn't fit tight into the auger drive. I don't know what you call it, the auger drive. And so my Strike Master wobbles. I think the other ones I've noticed don't wobble as much as my Strike Master does. But this has like a D instead of a circle, it's a D, so it's like keyed, so it only goes in one way, so it's supposed to be tighter, so it doesn't flop around like a Strike Master does. And so this is the other thing that I saw, and they had a bunch of stuff, but I just always pick of this. They have a vestibule to put on the front of your ice shack. It's like a little place to put your gear. So if you put up your hub shack, clearly you're staying for a while if you put a vestibule, but it's like a little add-on to the front of your shack in front of the door to like put your gear in and stuff, so it's not outside.
Yep. Yeah, they're definitely shooting for the 4-season market for camping too.
And a sled shed, so you can get another thing that sits on the side of your ice shack that you put your hub or your flip over shack in, so you can like keep it out of the weather and pull it out. So I guess you're moving in. Yeah,
You probably could put like a 4-wheeler in there too. Is it big
Yeah.
enough? So if it's super cold, you could heat it up
Yep.
and heat up your 4-wheeler if it doesn't start.
Yeah.
Like
So-
a garage.
Yep. Like, remember you guys had a garage? Didn't you guys have a garage?
We actually use our pop-up Otter Monster
Yeah.
to put over the side-by-side if it won't start. And then we throw a buddy heater in there and heat it up just enough to get it going.
Yeah.
Then we use turkey blinds as an outhouse.
Yeah.
Similar setups, just none of it had an official name like vestibule or shed.
Vestibule might be a little too fancy. I don't know. All right.
We're almost at the outhouse.
Yes. We're almost at the end of gear. There's a few more gear. We're in gear time, right? This is gear time. So Otter had a few new features on their stuff. They have the Otter Resort Sleeper. Again, back to camping. They have like little recliners and stuff to make your seat like a cot. And I don't know. It looked interesting. It was an interesting concept, but you wouldn't want to sleep there, I don't think. But that's what it was for. And I think the bench like laid down so you could sleep on that. That looked more comfortable.
How long is it?
The Otter Resort. That's like that one that you used to have, Ole.
That's
That
what
giant-
Hayden has.
Yeah, it's giant.
okay.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's you. This is not one you would be pulling. Well, Hayden did, but most people would not pull it by hand.
Young adolescents might, but not people of our
Well, early ice when there's no snow,
wisdom.
no big deal. We towed that
Yeah.
thing a couple miles out onto Upper Red before we
Wow.
separated from
Yeah, I
that.
suppose if there's no snow, it's no big deal. But you'd be sad if you're out there and it snowed.
It's heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that would be bad. You got to kind of watch the weather, I guess.
Need to make a friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hayden
So-
made a deck for the whole back of his and he just sleeps right in it. It's
Yeah.
long enough and
That's
yeah.
awesome.
It's $1,600. Oh, it weighs 250 pounds.
Holy cow.
So that's that one.
How do you load that thing?
With the winch. That's empty, by the way. That's not loaded. That's empty.
No gear in no gear. Wow.
Yeah.
That is significant. My back just twitched when you said that.
So if you can't take that, you can get the Otter Windbreak V hub. They make like a half a hub that you just put behind
I
you.
saw
and put in
that.
the
I
ice.
wasn't sure about that thing, but I guess,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, it's like a
just-
windbreak.
Just two sides of a hub that you anchor in and you sit behind to get out of the wind.
What do you think of that one, Olson? Would you use that?
We have one. But
Oh, do you?
it's for like sports.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was like a soccer mom.
It just popped
Something
up
shady.
and yeah.
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 It was great in the rain because it covered your head a little bit. but yet the whole front was open so you could still watch whatever sporting event you were at. Popped up. It was super easy.
So that's, yeah, they're probably just using the same tech and manufacturing plant and
Yeah.
yeah.
Ours had a floor in it.
Ours had like a plastic floor, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
They had these little things over in Kansas City this weekend. I saw them in Peoria too. They're like little pods. It's like a
the
little
individual.
yeah, you sit inside of it and it's like this little tent that is clears for sports.
Yeah.
It was kind of, I'd never seen one before.
And you
That's
call
a great, like, don't talk to me.
Yeah. Good family time, huh?
You sit in your pod.
Oh gosh.
All right. Okay, so I put on your Eagle Claw. Somebody's talking about how they still have a pretty good array of ice fishing stuff. One thing we talked about last year, Jay, was that jet sled cargo rack that's still out there.
Yes.
People have been talking about a little bit. That you put this cargo rack on top of your
Yep.
jet sled to like, you can put your like hub shack on top and then put some stuff underneath. It's kind of a double decker system. Somebody said it was new. It's not new. We talked about it last year, but. And then this last one was something I've seen tidbits about, and I found a link on Fish USA, which I don't know what the heck Fish USA is. I've never bought anything from there, but it's a website that sells fishing stuff. But they have a Markham Ultra Live bundle. It's not priced yet, but it seems that Markham is coming out with live imaging of some sort.
We wondered that.
Well, we talked about Vexilar. This is Markham.
No, I heard Markham was too.
It's $2,800, but there's no picture, but I can add it to my cart.
You should add it to your cart.
Oh, I can check out.
What's the return? Check the return policy first.
Get free shipping.
Oh, who cares about the return policy? You should do it. You should.
Yeah. It says expect. Oh, this is what it says for $2,800. This is the description you get. Features 360 imaging, a 12 amp hour battery, and expected arrival Q3 2025. I might want to wait until you can see some more details before you
I'm
down.
only buying it if it interferes directly with Garmin's.
You show up and Jason just nukes everybody's screens.
If it renders them all useless.
He's done it before.
If it renders them all useless, I'm buying it.
Oh my gosh. Now we have like jamming equipment for fishing. Like,
Can you imagine? Wouldn't that be something? That'd be fun.
You're at a bass tournament, you pull up next to another guy's boat and you switch it on and everything goes. Yeah.
And he thinks it was an accident when I jettisoned him out of the sled on.
Well, there's still kind of this conspiracy theory that your Markham was stolen out of your garage.
I know. I believe it was a hit job.
And then you had to buy a hummingbird, but you're still convinced we paid somebody to steal it, I think.
I am. It was a hit job.
Not only did I not have any interference, but I made $100 in the process.
It's not funny. What's next?
I would say too soon, but this was like a decade ago.
It's still too soon. I missed that, Markham. It was good. It was a good finder.
All right. So we are ready to talk about our topic now, Jay.
It feels too soon.
I know, but it's early in the season and we don't get to talk about actually fishing. So we have to.
Yeah, I suppose. All right. I did buy some fishing lures when I was at Shields the other day. About 3.
What'd you get?
I don't remember. I know that one of them was like a little grub looking thing. That looked kind of cool. That's all I can tell you.
I was down in Kansas and we had to go to Dick's Sporting Goods and I'm like, ooh, maybe I could go to they have Bass Pro Shops down there. And I'm like, maybe I'll go to Bass Pro Shops and get some ice fishing stuff. And then I went, oh, wait, I don't even know if they carry ice fishing stuff in Kansas.
Yeah.
So I didn't go, but I did see the Owatonna Cabela's is now Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah, they're taking over. I was in Sportsman's Warehouse tonight and they didn't have any ice fishing stuff out.
Yeah.
All right. I suppose we can talk about our topic. These two have been really patient.
I know. They're like, this is what you guys do. This is like, I can't believe this.
It's just exciting.
All right, so we're gonna talk about wheelhouses now. I don't know why I never talked about this when I had one because I sold mine last year. Olson's have one. I used to have one. I got rid of it last year, but I thought we would just kind of talk about. I had like top 5, but we can kind of just I'll say one. You guys can say one. Just
No,
kind of go through like. Go ahead.
Point of clarification.
Yes.
Are we talking about sleeper wheelhouses or wheelhouses generally? Because so what are you talking about? Because all sorts of ice shacks have wheels on them. If it's not a skid house, it's a wheelhouse. You're talking about sleeper houses? Every type
I would
of
argue
wheelhouse?
a wheelhouse is a generic
Bob
term
house.
for an ice castle. Like it is something that you tow down the road behind your vehicle long distances and would camp in the summer. Like that, we even talked about this before the show. Dave has 1, 2.
It's got wheels. It's a wheelhouse.
But he wouldn't pull it down the road. He wouldn't take this camping across the country, right? Like this is a.
Well, I mean, he could. He just likes his comfort.
I don't know. I don't think that's built. Well, I don't think he built it to really like. He wouldn't pull it to red.
Yeah, he didn't build it for that purpose. He could have.
Right. He could have, but I don't think he did. I don't know if it even is.
The definition of a wheelhouse is that it's highway worthy.
I would say it's licensed to be on the road. I mean, it's licensed to be on the road. I had to buy tabs for my. I mean, you have to buy tabs and stuff for that.
Licensed to be on the road makes it a wheelhouse. So it's not whether or not it's got a bed. It's whether or not it goes on the road. That's your definition of a wheelhouse.
I don't know. That's what would be mine. I don't know, Oli, Kathy.
What does AI say?
I don't know.
What does ChatGPT say? I use the term wheelhouse because most people would call them ice castles, but neither one of us had an ice castle. And, there's a lot.
The wheelhouse is a middle Minnesota vernacular. So we have a large region for our listeners. So I'm just trying to hone in exactly on what we're talking about tonight. So I don't get off topic.
There's skid houses. There's sleepers. There's wheelhouses. So I kind of agree with Jeff. It's something that can go down the road.
Okay. So it's not whether or not
has to get put on a trailer that has tires.
I agree with that. So wheelhouse, by wheelhouses, we're saying anything that goes down the road on wheels and it's licensed. So not necessarily something you sleep in.
I don't think it has to go down the road. I think it's a hard shelled house on wheels.
I guess I think of them as being portable.
House, it's a wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a minimum size we need to put in here? No. Okay.
I mean, I've seen them 11 feet is the smallest one I've seen. Right. And they make fifth wheel. I don't know how big that ice castle one is. Fifth wheel monstrosity. I mean, I don't know.
All right. So we've got the guardrails up for the conversation.
It has, I mean, they have 3 axles on some of those, don't they? Or are they always 2? Maybe it's only 2.
I've seen 3.
We saw one up on Red. Was that Leech?
Was that a triple axle?
Yeah. I think I might have a picture of it.
I bet a toy hauler one. I bet you get a triple on a big toy hauler one.
It was a 5th wheel one, I thought.
Yeah.
John Core.
John Core's. Yeah, we've seen him.
I don't know if that's a double or a triple. There's more people that have them now, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, that's what we're talking about generally. I mean, you can talk about the fringes, but like they have, because mine was a little smaller. Yours guys has double axle, but like they're somewhere in that range, right? Like somewhere between 16 and I don't know, what do they get to 30 feet maybe? I don't know, something like that. 31, yeah, something like that.
John Core's got the biggest one I've heard of. And then there's the 50 Shades of Grey. That guy's got like a triple axle regular hitch, I think. That one's over 30 feet, I think.
Yeah.
Seen that on the lax.
I didn't like ChatGPT's definition.
First one. ChatGPT what the best ice fishing podcast is.
Well, we come up on AI. Like if you Google it, it's us. But
what if you ask them what the best one is? It probably we better do that privately, just in case it's not us.
This is what I said when I asked it what a wheelhouse was. Oh no, I put ice castle. Dang it!
Now it knows what you're thinking.
Okay, here's what it said.
Okay.
A wheelhouse in the ice fishing world, which of course that's the one we live in, is a portable fish house built on a trailer frame with wheels. Basically, a camper you can lower down to the ice. That is, it's.
Okay.
Because you
So I guess
think like before ice castles were even really big, David's kind of done it all, right? I mean, he took an old camper,
Yep.
holes in the floor, and then I know he's used ice castles before, as everybody thinks of an ice castle, and now he's built one from the ground up. Literally, he's done it all. I mean, I'll say this: he has earned Northwoods Dave title in that regard. I mean, he's done it all, grassroots, right? He was
Yep.
doing this stuff before we really anybody even knew what a ice castle was.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's probably got a pretty unique perspective on it, having done all of those things. Because it's kind of like going to a car show, right? You got the guys that have their blood, sweat, and tears, and any residual income goes to that car. That's their baby, right? And they've been tweaking things and making it better and better for years. And then you've got Daddy Warbuck that shows up with his Viper GTS that he just bought last week off Craigslist or whatever, right? He has no time or effort into that. He just bought it, right? So there's two different ways to approach the whole ice world, and you can buy it or you can build it, right?
Mhm.
Not to say, I mean, from our experience, so you buy it, you still make it yours, just like a house.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
customizations that, I mean, we have many hours in ours, just tweaking things here and there and making it serve our purposes, right?
Mhm.
And we last year, was it last year or 2 years ago, Jay? We had Dave on. He gave us the whole build, how he built it, what it
He did.
is. I'm sure somebody will tell us which episode it was, but he was on and went through the whole thing.
That's right.
So, question for you: if I have a minivan and I put holes in the floor, is that a wheelhouse?
No, because the definition that I just read says it's towable.
I've
mean-
had a minivan towed.
We actually saw the same day we saw the 50 Shades camper, we saw a minivan with a smokestack coming out of the passenger front
Yeah.
seat.
We both looked at each other. We're like, "That's Kilby."
Yeah.
Totally,
Yeah.
Kilby would do.
There's a guy, I can't remember his name, Jeff. He's a guy out of Wisconsin. Gosh, blanking on his name. Anyway, has a 99 Suburban that he took out the center seat, sits in the
Yeah,
third row,
saw it.
and uses that for ice fishing. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that guy too. Yeah. So there's lots
All
of
right.
ways. So we're talking about wheelhouses, which is
Yep.
towable. You can drop it to the ice and it's on a
Okay.
trailer. That fits both of what we're talking.
All right. I'll quit asking questions.
I will say I never thought I'd have one, and then I fished out of somebody's, and then I bought one, and I'm like, well, I liked it when I just showed up and fished out of it. I didn't like all this work part, but that's how I got one, because I'm like, this is awesome. I had this idea that my office, it was pretty close to Lake Minnetonka. I'm like, I can put it on Lake Minnetonka. I'll just go to work and then I'll go fishing right after it, which never happened once, but that was the idea. So, anyway, so why don't we, I guess let's start with, before we get into pros and cons, or kind of like, I put in like what was awesome about them, and I had a few things of what's not so awesome about them, right? Like pros and cons kind of thing. But maybe Ole and Kathy, do you guys want to just kind of describe your wheelhouse, just to kind of get an idea so people know what we're talking about?
Sure. You want to start?
Go ahead.
It's a 21-foot dual axle Legend Outdoors. They don't make those anymore. It's a toy hauler, so it's a pretty open floor plan, obviously, because it has the ability to haul the toys and it's RV edition. So there's the bathroom and sinks and stuff in the front. So
Shower, fireplace.
yeah, it's our home away from home. We didn't anticipate how much we would actually use it, because Jeff, you kind of gave us this idea when you had yours. I could pay somebody to store it all summer, or I could put it someplace and treat it like a cabin. And so we found a place to do the same. And so we spend a lot of weekends in there in the summer. And then this weekend we're boondocking in it for hunting. So it's like April is about the only month of the year that we don't spend time in it. And so it allows us to go places way more often than we could without it, because you don't want to have to pay the resorts or hotels or something every single time you go, and it allows you to go further, because you have the accommodation. So some people look at them and jump to the conclusion those are for the people that want to do lazy man's fishing and watch Netflix while they fish. And yeah, we do that a lot. But we also have our flip over shack that can fit in there with the machine to tow it around. So
It's
we
home
can,
base.
yeah, it's home base, so we can run again. But it gives us freedom to be wherever we want to be. And a lot of times just going further from the metro area lands you on better walleye factories. So we use it for that.
Yeah, I think that's the key. Like you said, even if you throw the cost part of it out, right? Um, Sometimes there's nowhere to stay. Throw the cost out the window, right? Like, do you want to stay at the hotel and then drive to the field where you're going to go bird hunting, or do you want to just stay at the field where you're bird hunting and walk out your door and go bird hunting, right? Like it's just totally different, right?
Yep, that's a great.
And you guys earned your stripes with the winter camping and the winter activities before you ever bought that wheelhouse.
Yes,
I mean,
we did.
you guys, I mean, I think we've had you on and talked about ice camping before, but you guys would camp out in your clam and spend days out on the ice, just roughing it really. And both of you guys together, which is amazing. And so, yeah, you've earned that. You knew it was something that you were going to end up using because you were doing it the hard way a lot. So making it a little easier would give you even more ability to do it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You guys have a pretty cool setup.
Yeah, I think when we bought it, it was our anniversary present to each other, and we knew we would use it a lot in the winter, but I don't think we had any idea that we would use it pretty much year round and as much as we do. I mean, we are literally on the ice every weekend. We go up on a Thursday, we work remote on Friday, we come home on Sunday nights, flip it all around again, clean it, put everything, restock it, and we're back on the road Thursday after work again to head north. So
That's cool.
Doing that with a pop-up kind of burns you out, right? It's just a lot more work. And when you arrive someplace, you've got, I mean, it was a minimum of an hour and a half before you were in comfortable temperatures. And you still weren't sitting down. Now you were setting up your sleeping arrangements. And so there was a lot of, well, Friday mornings at 2 a.m. when you finally put your head on a pillow to wake up, take on the day on Friday, right? Well, and that's before Starlink. I guess we weren't working remote yet.
yeah, now we have Starlink, and that is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with remote work, you can work remote from your cabin or your shack. So yeah.
We both can be working, have the TV on the background if we wanted. If the kids are with, they can be streaming on their phones. I mean, it can handle pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Well, and that was Jason. You remember that one day we were on Mille Lacs, and something came up from my work, and I have my data on my phone, but it doesn't really work very well up there. Like I couldn't work from there. Like it wasn't good enough for that. So, what's your number one awesome thing about owning a wheelhouse?
I think the freedom that provides for us to go anywhere, and like you said, we don't have to rely on accommodations like an Airbnb, resort, whatever. So if you want to go into a remote area, you still got a place to lay your head. Whether you can get it out on the ice or not, that's another thing, right? Because if it's truly remote, you probably can't get out there because there's nothing plowed. But at least you have a home base, kind of like early season at Upper Red, right? You just park at camp and go out. And so I guess the fact that it's a toy hauler is probably the next biggest thing on my list, because when in that part of the season, if it's not a toy hauler, I can't get my shack or my four-wheeler or anything else with at the same time to have the ability to go out there without having to pull and drag everything. That's
Yeah.
for us.
I would say the comfort. And then also because it's your wheelhouse, you can put in there whatever you want in there. So it's almost like a second home. We have every supply that we pretty much could need in there. So it's just like a house on wheels. No matter where we go, we have everything we need.
Yeah, I was actually complaining that I didn't have bourbon brown sugar in the camper. So yeah, we got a little.
It's really narrowing it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is one thing, because one thing I hate the most about anything, like whether it's deer hunting or going ice fishing or whatever, you're like, oh, I got to get all my stuff. Do I have the auger? Do I have and you'll remember the big things, but you'll be like, do I have the bobber stops or whatever? All the stuff we use when we go fishing. If it's in your wheelhouse, you just hook up and go. Now, obviously you still have to make sure everything's there, and there's more work than I'm saying, but for the most part, you're like, yep, it's in there. I got it. Right. Versus gathering it all up and then dispersing it and gathering it up again, taking hours to get out the door. So yeah, it's definitely one.
For the most part, when we come home on a Sunday, we clean the floor, we pull out our dirty clothes, we plug it in, and we keep it heated all year round, so we don't have to worry about anything freezing in there. And it's basically just restocking our clothes on, like a Wednesday night, and restocking the refrigerator and alcohol, and we're off again. So it's pretty nice.
It's kind of like a boat that has the rod lockers and tackle storage and everything, right? You hook the boat up and you go because all your stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, house is similar.
You guys are able to keep it at your house most of the year, like next to your house, so you can plug it in. You can kind of keep it ready to go. That certainly was something that I had to deal with. These things aren't small. Like, it takes some space. Not everybody can. I have other reasons why I can't have it at my house, but like, even if I could have it at my house, my driveway is not exactly flat, and it was not the easiest thing in the world to put in my driveway. Although your driveway is not very flat either, but I had it once down on my driveway and it slid, right? Like on the ground, right? Because it was icy, and so it's just something you have to think about, is like, one of the reasons it works so well for you guys is that you can plug it in, you can keep it heated. It's right next to your house. You can kind of do that stuff. I always kept mine somewhere else. Well, eventually I kept it up at, Mille Lacs, but that just makes for a little extra kind of back and forth kind of stuff when you have to store it.
It does. Like, we've had seasonal passes on leach, and you could keep it there, right? So then you don't have to deal with dragging it home every single time. You still need to take the perishables and things that can't freeze out, right? Because it's just going to sit there.
Yep.
With video surveillance and all that kind of stuff. So it's good to go. You just got to take everything out. And we never really took advantage of that because it just would add another 20 minutes on the front and the back end. And it's already a long drive. So it's just kind of like, let's go.
Yeah.
We can. It's easier to deal with all of it at home anyway. But you got to have a place to put it. That's the trick for sure.
It's just a lot easier to go to the grocery store, come home with your grocery bags, go straight to the camper, load up the refrigerator and the cabinets, and you're not constantly loading a cooler, bringing it up there, unloading it once you get there.
Yeah.
The other thing I might interject here is, and Jeff, this was an issue for you, and Kathy and Shawn, I think you guys, started with this and then fixed it, is having the right tow vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that makes a big difference in how comfortable you are towing it. You're towing a trailer in the winter. Have you guys weighed yours recently?
We weighed the whole rig together with the truck and.
Have you? Because I'm curious, because you guys you've added your bourbon brown sugar and everything else that you need to it. And so because I've owned campers, and it's always interesting how much weight you end up adding and how much stuff weighs. Yeah. So I was just curious if kind of like where you're at on your weight.
We haven't weighed it with the side-by-side in there yet. Have we?
Or the four-wheeler. It was empty. There's no machines inside, and I want to say it was 7,800.
And that's with all your personal effects in?
Yeah. Everything
Okay.
with the machine and the flip over. Yeah.
So what's the empty weight on it? How many pounds of stuff is what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
We don't discuss that, Jay.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff in there is stuff that I want.
This isn't a criticism, it's a curiosity.
Yeah. So, it's an aluminum frame. Everything is on the aluminum side. So in theory, it's lighter, but I think there's other aspects to the build out, like the solid hickory cabinets that are like your house kitchen grade.
Yeah, those aren't light. Hickory's
No,
not
they're
really
not.
light.
They're not built to be light. So I think it caught up to the equivalent steel frames in a lot of ways in
Yeah,
weight.
7,800 pounds is, I mean, that's pretty equivalent to like a summer camper of non-toy hauler of like 26, 27 feet.
Yeah.
Well, we're 21 plus the V, so it's really about
From tip
20.
to tail with the hitch down, it's 2 inches shy of 31 feet total,
Okay.
and it's really tall.
Yeah, it is tall. Yeah, I'll give you that. Huh. Okay.
So
I was just curious.
I figure we're somewhere in the area of 11,000 when we put the side by side in it,
Yeah.
and the weight of
Yeah.
the truck on top of that, all of that. So, I mean, we're tickling 20,000 pounds maybe by the time when
Yeah.
we're onto the ice.
we like to have 18 inches before we go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when I called Red to reserve our spot for this week, our winter trip, I thought about asking him if he could take diesels out yet, but I didn't know if they
Yes, dualies. Yeah, we're letting dualies out. Give it
The
another
nice
week,
thing-
Jason.
The nice thing with the side by side though is we got our own dolly now, so we can still get out there earlier because the minute they
Yeah.
start allowing dual axles,
Yeah.
we'll just pull up with the side by side, back that out, hook it up to the dolly, and pull the shack out with the side by side and leave
Yeah.
the truck.
Yeah.
That's a pretty sweet setup because you're not fighting yourself on, well, should we or shouldn't we? It's just take the side by side and be done with it.
Mhm.
Because you're going to take it out anyway when you get there.
Yeah. So last year when we had a call with you guys and we were on the ice on Upper Red, I think it might have been the next day we decided to take the truck off the ice because it was developing a pond around it. So the ice was sagging and there was about 2 inches of water all the way around the truck.
Yeah,
So,
I would have done that. I would have taken it off.
so we were able to bring the truck out there, but we didn't use it to tow the house because we wanted to spread weight around.
Oh, sure.
So the truck was a good 150, 200 feet away from the house, but it was still causing a sag in the ice. So we just thought, let's just get it off. But it's really handy. And when it's out there with the topper, it's like a shed.
Yeah, sure.
I'm grilling burgers and brats on the tailgate. And I mean, it's just really nice to have.
But yeah, the tow vehicle was a big deal. I know because you originally towed it with your Denali XL, right? Your Yukon, and that was kind of, well, you got a bigger truck. So
Well, it was our Denali was a 6.2 and it pulled it fine, but you knew it was back there. You could, if it was windy out, you felt the sway. And so really we went to the diesel just for that weight and to not feel that when it got windy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were, I suppose, more of your typical camper owners and you were towing it 3 to 6 times a year on average, then the Yukon would have been just fine. But we tow it probably closer to 20 or 30 times a year, So having something that doesn't just get it done, but just does it very well, it was really nice.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah, you just drive. You almost forget you're towing.
no, those things just, I think, this is my opinion, ice house wheelhouses tow very heavy, like very heavy. Like, I mean, than like even a camper. I feel like they're just, I don't know if it's because of the way the frame is or the hitch hooks up or whatever, because they're kind of, at least the one I had, the frame comes in and then the hitch sits on top of it. And I don't know, I felt like they towed pretty stinking heavy. I mean, because I had one, mine was a 16 Forest River. It was like we'll call it an economical brand, right? Like it was not fairly light. I think it weighed 4,000 pounds empty. which is pretty light for those things. My half ton, I mean, you definitely knew it was behind there. I mean, it wasn't like you just pulled it and we're like, oh, we'll just go down the road. I mean, it bounced pretty good. So
Yeah.
Well, I think because that is a double axle, it does a separated axle on it because it tips down. It doesn't have a solid axle underneath it, right?
that none of them do.
Yeah,
'Cause how,
that's the biggest difference, I think, in the towing. That's why they feel so much more sway
yeah,
because they're not connected. That axle's not connected underneath the body.
Well,
but
and you
but they're
can't
on a steel
fire.
frame, a thick steel frame versus like a camper isn't. I don't know.
I mean, I agree with you that the tow heavy. I mean, I used to tow a 4,000 pound camper with a Jeep Grand Cherokee all over all over the Midwest with that
Yeah,
Jeep, and it weighed more than what your wheelhouse did.
yeah,
But I never would have towed your wheelhouse with it.
yeah.
Yeah, and the biggest thing, like Kathy just said, is you can't put anti-sway bars or
No.
Well, you can, but you shouldn't.
yeah, it'll
Yeah.
push you right up. And I
Yeah,
see-
you're 100% right. That's a big difference too. Yeah.
So you pretty much you're looking at something that has leverage on what you're towing because you don't get all those other benefits that you can with the summer tow setup. We used my brother's 1 ton while we still had the Yukon because I wanted to try it, and we had a surprise trip. We were going to Rapid City for baseball, and so we used it, and we didn't even get all the way through the metro area, and we were already convinced, yep, this is what we're doing because it was a windy, blustery day, and we barely felt it.
Yeah.
And we've towed with our current truck through wind advisories, just one recently,
Yeah.
where everyone was pulling out of the campground, and some people opted to, you know what, we'll come back next week and get it. We aren't towing in this extreme wind, and we decided, screw it, I don't want to come all the way back here next weekend just to hook it up and go. And so we towed it home, and we got out of the truck at home. We're like, oh wow, it is actually windy. We barely felt anything all the way home. It really
That's
holds.
good.
Yeah, it's nice to have the right combination of trailer and vehicle, I guess.
Yeah, it seems to me, and I know we've talked about this before. Like, there's all these forums like, oh wait, you're towing a 4x8 trailer, you need a 1 ton dually. Like we've kind of made fun of this before, right? Because you read the forums and you're like, oh, it weighs 500 pounds. I'm sorry, you're going to need a 1 ton dually. That's the answer. But really, if you get a wheelhouse, you need to kind of almost upsize to what you think you need, right? Like that's what it seems like to me. So.
Well, and it's the weather conditions too. I
Yeah.
mean, in the winter, it's a little bit windier all the time, and
Yeah.
that sense of safety when you're on ice
Yeah.
and stuff. And
Mhm.
Yep. There's a pro con to it though, too. Like you said, you need some more ice out there.
Yeah.
I would not advocate for this, but one time I was in Mille Lacs early and I drove out there and there was 12 inches and I'm like, oof, that was tight. When you're sitting there with your truck and ice shack and you're like, well, we made it out here. So
there's a lot of people, it's kind of what your own comfort is, I guess.
yeah.
But for me, I don't like hearing all the big cracks and booms and
yeah. I followed the resort truck with a giant V plow and a 1 ton. I'm like, well, if you can get out there, I guess I'm lighter than him. But
I don't ever want to be the heaviest one out there.
no, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right, so maybe let's do
I know
maybe
how I
like
feel walking around out there.
yeah, like 12 inches. Jason's like, I don't know. Talk about one or two things that either like you're surprised about or we're like, oh, I wish this was easier when it comes to wheelhouses.
Banking the snow around the outside of it. I wish that was easier. Well, it is because he does it, but
It's a good way to do it.
Oh, yeah, that's not fun. That's why I'm curious about those insulated hole sleeves that you use, Jeff,
Yeah.
because that is probably the worst part of the whole thing. And it's still 1:30 in the morning before we lay our head down, even with that sometimes. But we're
Yeah.
going further than
Yeah.
we did Hub Shack because we know we're going to be in heat pretty quick.
Yep.
I mean, drop it down, turn the furnace on. Oh, that was hard, right? Not
Yeah.
that big of a deal.
Well, a lot of times when we get to the lake, we'll actually go open up the shack, flip the heat on. So then by the time you drive to your spot, I mean, it's warm.
Warm.
Yeah.
Doesn't take long.
No. So yeah, banking is probably the worst part. I don't know. It's pretty hard to complain about. Better
Yeah.
than anything.
I would say that the hardest part is it's not as easy to be super mobile.
Yeah.
Needing to go to bigger lakes or lakes where they plow roads. We don't have a plow on the front of our truck, so we rely on resorts to plow roads for us. And I think you try to stay on those roads as much as you can, especially if there's deep snow. And sometimes that can limit where you can go if you want to try someplace new. And it's not as easy as if you're in a portable, just to jump on the machine, drive to the next spot, and then just flip it over and drill your holes and you're starting to fish again. I mean, typically when we move or when we set the fish house up, we're drilling at least 8 of the 10 holes just so we have variety and variety of depths, and we can put the cameras down and the equipment down. But it takes a little while to drill all of that and clean out all those holes and get reset up.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah,
you guys in particular, and I think you're probably the same way. You guys don't do things halfway. Like this is our process, and we shall follow our process, and there shall be no ice in the hole.
Let me guess, you're surprised that there's a checklist for everything in the Olson household?
I'd halfway it and just see if the fish start biting, and then go from there, and then never finish if the fish are biting because I want to fish. But I completely understand.
I think it's easy to get you pigeonhole yourself though. Like Kathy was saying, you're always looking at the big bodies of water with all the resorts that accommodate the Wheelhouse. And so 2 years ago was a good example where the ice conditions were pretty lousy. And if you read the reports, I mean, you see it now. You go out on the lakes and there aren't that many people that are roughing it anymore.
No.
There's not a lot of people that are running and gunning, towing flip overs or using the pop-ups like there used to be. It's just a city of wheelhouses out there. And so when you read social media, that's what you're hearing from those people more so than the diehards. And you got to remember, if you want to be a diehard, you can still get out on most lakes most of the winter. And so you got to just forget the wheelhouse thing and just get out there.
Yeah.
And it kind of puts you on the lakes though that accommodate it, because that's the easy button. But at the same time, a lot of these destinations that you might want to try, if it's a Thursday night, you don't get there till 11 o'clock. You want to know you're going to be able to get out there, or at least have a place to park and sleep, versus, oh shoot, now what? Right? We got to work at 7 in the morning. But I do plan to expand our options a little bit this year. We've done Red a lot, Mille Lacs, Winnie, Leech, but I want to start hitting some of the other bodies of water that I know have wheelhouses on them, that aren't maybe part of the Big Ten.
Sure.
We hit the Big Ten lakes a lot. I'm not complaining, but I just like some variety, and sometimes the Big Tens aren't the better fisheries in the wintertime either.
I used to have one. I sold it, right? And I think one of the main reasons why I got rid of it is what we're talking about is, you guys use it all the time. I didn't see ice for like 2 years. I enjoyed it, and I think I got people out in the ice that wouldn't have gone with me otherwise. But at the end of the day, like last year, no one I paid a guide and just went out for a couple days. And cost wise, I could probably do that a few times, easy a few times, and not on a wheelhouse, right? So like you have to know, to me, you gotta be able to go quite often. Otherwise, kind of that whole, I mean, I'm gonna say cost benefit kind of thing, right? Like when you're sitting there and it just sits around and you're on Mille Lacs where you can keep one fish and you're not even getting up there, right? So yeah, I think that's ultimately for me why I got rid of mine, because it wasn't getting used enough. And maybe like in a couple of years I will have more time for that, but right now. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, it's
All
just
right.
like anything too. If you have a boat, it doesn't get itself wet. You gotta put time aside to get it out there and use it. So
Yep.
And we're
For
empty
sure.
nesters now, Jeff. So we have all that time. You're busy with the kids running all over to
Mhm.
different tournaments and games and
Which I know I wouldn't trade in. Like I love
Absolutely.
fishing, but you know, that'll be there in a couple of years when we're not doing that. So
Yep.
right.
cool. Well, I know we're getting kind of long here. I mean, I feel like we could have talked another half an hour on this stuff. Maybe we'll have like Wheelhouse 2, because we didn't even get to like what I would do next time to get it when I got a different one, right? Like because I sold mine last year.
Yeah, we didn't. You didn't even really get into inside features
No,
discussion.
that's what I'm saying. Like we've been, but
Now we didn't get into like, oh, I like one that has a space that does this, or the bunk that's this, or I
mhm.
found the mattress, or I like the 3 burner cooktop so I can cook
Whew,
pizza,
I don't care
or
about
I'm
that. But yeah,
there, and I've got a toaster oven, and all that stuff. So you got more to go.
I know, but I feel like Jay, we're gonna have to like maybe we do a second version of this where we talk about that, because I feel like we didn't even get to everything.
I'm just here as an observer.
But you've been in both of ours. You've fished out of both of ours. You know what they
I have
are.
Sean's. I've stayed in it. I haven't fished out of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
that was early ice. So we camped out of it and then we went out with the portables.
Yeah.
That was really nice because it was already set up when I got there. I just came in and sat down. So
this is
that
how I
was
got
nice.
suckered into this. That's how I got suckered into this. I walked into a guy's shack that was unlike Minnetonka. The holes were drilled. I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Thought about buying one over the years. You know this, but I live so far from ice.
Yeah,
That I could put one on reliably. Clear Lake would be the closest. That's 3 hours just to get it on ice, and then really to get where I would want to fish would be where you guys fish.
yeah,
Be a 9 hour, 8 hour tow every time. So it's just not
yeah.
the amount of fuel that would go through would be crazy.
Well, you let us know a weekend you want to come up and you can come. Both you guys can come and spend the weekend with us and fish out of the fish house.
All
And
right,
we can
Sean.
show live from there.
There you go.
And
Sean's like, oh God, what did they just do? No.
ready to go. Sean will bait my hook and clean my fish.
He
Yeah.
doesn't do that for me.
I promise there will be bait on it when I drop your line down. I can't believe you're fishing me again.
All right. I think we're gonna have to have Wheelhouse 2. We'll get Wheelhouse 2 maybe later in the year or something. But I think for now, Ole and Kathy, thank you very much for coming on.
Do they have a legend they can tell us?
Ooh, yeah, we're running low on legends. You guys have a good legend?
Is there any, has anything interesting happened like when you're fishing Red Lake that you'd want to tell a story about?
I don't know if they want to share.
Just ask the question. Or any other legend that might be interesting?
I think we talked about Upper Red, right?
Did we do
We
that
have.
already?
I think we have talked about that.
Anything else?
Yeah, she got the airboat. Hayden and I got stuck with the regular boat.
Oh, that's right.
Disclaimer, we followed all the rules. We walked out. We did everything they advised.
Yeah.
We just are on the wrong side.
The wrong side of the crack.
Yep.
It happens.
I don't know if we ever talked about our trip up by Garden Island on Lake of the Woods. We had
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that on this show. Yeah.
It was like 2 years ago, I think. We went up late season, and the guide services were all pulling out that weekend, and a blizzard was blowing in. So from where we live, it's about 6 hours to get on the ice, and then it was another hour and 15 to get where we actually fished once we got on the ice. So it was you were a long ways away from home, Jason, kind of like you're talking about, just getting the leach from your house, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what that was for us. And we hadn't been doing all that great all season. And the very first night, we had the best fishing we had seen that season. We were catching a lot of walleyes, nice size and everything. And then we get a notice that the guide service is not going to plow the roads, but he's going to help everybody get out of his little village that he had plowed for us. But you got to be ready to follow and get out by like noon the next day or something. And so the blizzard had already started and it was blowing the roads in really bad. And I had to take a very large chunk of snow out, trying to make a corner with the truck and camper, and just blow through it and hope it wasn't really rock hard and damage anything, because there was no way to make the corner. And then the snowbanks were even with the top of my side mirrors, which
Jeez.
On the 1-ton truck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the snowbanks were
Like,
over
up to
5
my
feet.
shoulders.
Yeah. So I couldn't see, if I stepped out of the truck, I couldn't see left or right because I'm too short to see over the banks. So that's what we're,
Yep.
yeah, so that's what we were driving through to get out. So we really had no choice but to leave because we were, I think, 18 miles north from shore. And so we had to move in shallower, and we ended up somewhere around Pine Island, and we didn't see another fish the rest of the weekend. So that was really frustrating, but it was a good experience. That first night was awesome. We learned later that I think there was 11 other houses out there, and how many walleye over 27 were caught that night alone? I mean, it was an insane number.
Wow.
So it was just,
Well, if you just stayed, how long would it have been before you got out of there?
There was we didn't have a plow. So if we would have stayed, no one was coming to plow out to get us.
no. And
So, and the blizzard blew in. I mean, it was crazy. It was one of them where you check to make sure how much you have for supplies
yeah.
in case.
Yes. So no one would have been out there the rest of the year then, or?
No, because we were off of the main resort roads and with another guide that plowed off of the main resort roads and ran his own little like colony, and they were pulling all of their rigs
It
back
was
in.
like mid-March.
Oh, sure. So you said to wait till the spring thaw.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they were all pulling out, and they were all staging their skid houses up at shore. So they
Sure.
were all basically shutting their ice road operations down because the main artery that led out to our village, that was like a combined effort of maybe 5 different resorts or guide services, and they all kind of pulled the plug that weekend.
Yep.
So,
Okay. Makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, when they tell you to go, you just go. Otherwise,
Yeah.
they'll tell you
Yeah.
you're on your own, and you don't want to be on your own because
No.
that's why you have, in my opinion, I wouldn't go anywhere without some kind of support because, like, it's even when we go out in Lake of the Woods, we bring 2 or 4 snowmobiles. You know why? Because if one breaks or you get stuck, well, if
Yeah.
you're out there by yourself with a truck, you get stuck. I mean, you're stuck.
Or
like,
it's 20, 30 below zero and something doesn't want to run right,
Yeah.
propane freezes, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, we went down another road trying to find a new spot to finish the trip, and got quite a ways off that main drag and realized there wasn't anything decent, and there was no real good place to turn that whole rig around. That was a pucker moment.
Oh,
So after that, Kathy hopped on the 4-wheeler. She's ripping cigs and just cruising with a 4-wheeler, just scouting for us. And Hayden and I are just like, all right, hopefully she tries this road or tries that road, because I wasn't about to go down another road not knowing if I could.
yeah. There's no turnaround. You're in trouble with a
Yeah.
big rig like that.
Well, and then the slush pockets, you never know when you're going to find those either.
Yep.
You just got to go fast.
Yeah.
Mm.
You don't get a lot of speed built up when you have a camper in tow either.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I didn't see an eagle so that I could see the tones in its feathers. It's pretty cool.
I'll talk to everybody later. Tight lines.
cheers.
All right.
5. You've been listening to the Hard Water Fishing Show with Jeff and Jason.
Say goodbye.
One of the most unique podcasts on the planet, where we talk about tactics, gear, and ice fishing legends. We'll be back soon.
Bye-bye.
Till then, signing off.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.